Is Valve still making games? Yeah, the biggest FPS ever made is coming out in like a month.
Hey guys, can I have a second?
Counter-Strike 2, baby.
I just,
CSGO is literally the most played game on Steam.
man,
More than League of
this
Legends.
is the best day of my life.
And it's getting a sequel in like a month.
Thank you.
It's next month, supposedly. It's summer this year, but we're running out of summer months.
Down this off ramp. You guys hear me?
No official date, but like everything leads to that. The closed beta has like almost every feature in it now. From the looks of it.
Coach.
They'll probably do an open beta pretty soon and then just like release the game.
LS. We just screwed our hands.
God, it takes me so long to get used to playing this game again. Takes me like a couple fucking maps to relearn how to bunny hop and stuff.
Whoa.
Every time.
Whoa, shit.
That's where the game takes a while to heat up too. Like it runs like shit for the first like 10 minutes after I boot it up.
Boomer.
Boomer! Nice tank.
We got lucky.
Do you saying there hope for Left 4 Dead 3? Why would you need hope? I don't want it. I am saying I have hope that there will never be a Left 4 Dead 3. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, check it out, man. That's the Midnight Riders.
Why would you want a Left 4 Dead 3? Just play Left 4 Dead 2. It's like a perfect game.
Heyo!
People always say they want a Left 4 Dead 3, but then I push them on it and be like, why? And their answer is always, I want more content, and my friends don't play it anymore. And the answer to that is play mods and get better friends. They just want it to be culturally relevant again so they can play it, but they can't actually think of any substantial gameplay changes or like anything really that would make the game better. The art style is timeless. The aesthetic is like perfect. It's pretty well balanced. It's got a ton of content, like a fuck ton of content. It's also got really good mod support. The only thing I could maybe see you arguing for is like slightly better hit detection and like higher quality servers, but that's really it. And none of that stuff really matters because it's just like a pug pickup. It's just like a puggy like for fun multiplayer game. You know, or more infected types. How many more do you need? There's chargers, jockeys, spitters, boomers, smokers, hunters, tanks, witches, commons, like 6 or 7 different types of uncommon commons. They're all really well balanced and are actually useful. Like I don't know how you'd add any more that aren't just like slight variations of ones that already exist. The director system's great and everyone loves it. It's not balanced perfectly for like competitive play, but I mean, it was never the point of the game, right? So who cares? It's balanced enough to be fun. Like if you play versus and stuff. There's a whole bunch of different game modes. Like 14 different campaigns. Like a bajillion survival maps. Bunch of scavenger maps. Why make CS2? It already has like the biggest player base in the world and it seems flawless, but it's not though. Like there are huge complaints with CS. Namely, the matchmaking system is completely unusable. The server browser and community browser is completely unusable. Valve servers use 64 tick instead of 128. It has problems with learning the game because there's a lot of like console command manipulation and stuff that goes on when you play it because the settings menu isn't updated perfectly. One-way smokes exist. I mean, there's like a ton of reasons why you could want like a CS2. The art style holds up, but it could be better. But like fundamentally, there's a lot of gameplay changes that could be made to make the game way more accessible and like just way better. Like getting rid of one-way smokes is like my #1 thing I'm looking forward to in CS2. Is there not being one-way smokes. And then also like, you know, simple stuff like changing the way that jump throws work so you don't need a jump throw bind to do jump throws anymore. Fixing the matchmaking system, like there's a ton of stuff. Like literally no one that's even remotely serious about CS plays their own matchmaking servers. Matchmaking is just for shitposting. This is a fucking hard game, unholy. Like, I have 3,500 hours in CS and I suck at it. So do not beat yourself up over it. And a lot of that is because, like, that information that you need to know to get good at the game is, like, hidden behind a lot of console commands and shit, and, like, one-way smokes and all this weird, crazy shit that, like, is honestly not even that fun. I'm so excited for one-ways to be gone.
Gates open. Hunter.
Did I just kill you? Didn't I just kill you? Thank you.
We got lucky.
I mean, the nade lineups all still work and stuff, but stuff like one-ways specifically are just fucking stupid. And like, they specifically couldn't fix one-way smokes because of the way that the source engine renders particles. So like, there was nothing they could do about it. They had to make a whole new engine if they wanted to fix one-ways. So Source 2, they like built that shit from the ground up. Like one of the big things with Source 2 is like, how do we make one-way smokes not exist? They did that by using like, basically building like dynamically generated volumetric smokes. They don't actually use effects. It's more like a flat texture. That's pretty cool. It works great from what I've seen. And they add like some new mechanics, you know, like new inspect animations and shit, and being able to like have your bullets blow holes in smokes. That's gonna be game changing for sure. It's honestly, you know, worth having there be a new game just for the meta shift. Not that there's anything wrong with the current meta of CSGO, but it's just been that way forever. Well, Valve is my favorite devs now because I feel like they actually care about the things that I care about when it comes to gameplay. Like I saw them post on Twitter about like a literal side by side, or more like a top by top, like top by bottom of some movement in CS2 versus CSGO, and they're like, we're trying our best to make sure the movement is as close to exactly the same as it was in CSGO, because we know that's really important to players. Like fucking, like who, like literally who as a dev does that? Nobody, literally no one. Like movement, get fucked. We don't care about movement. But they're like specifically putting like a lot of time into effort into making the movement feel good and correct, when the type of movement that's being done in that video is like shit that's not even, you can't even do unless you have like cheat protected console commands on. So like even in the base game you're never gonna be using that movement essentially. But for like community servers and surf maps and shit. And they're the only devs I've ever seen that give a singular fuck about anything even remotely close to that. They're like, yeah, we want to make sure we get everything right. And I'm sure like it'll be a fucking nightmare mess on release, but that's just how video games are. And they'll fix it over time, just like CSGO was. Yeah, I got coin toss. Let's go. Legit coin toss too. I didn't cheat. Well, I mean, the beta's already out. Like the closed beta for CS2, and that's playable. I mean, it's got some bugs, but it's definitely playable. So it'll be playable, but it's like, you know, is the matchmaking system going to be perfect when it comes out? Fuck no. Is server browsing going to be perfect when it comes out? Probably not. But like, that's fine because we know that Valve will fix it over time, and it'll be worth the wait because it's Valve. I did not mean to switch to expert. Okay, well.
Fire spin coming! That was a little too close. One of those little jockey bastards.
Bam, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, bam.
Hello! Grabbing a shot. I'm down! Help!
But color me excited. It's the only game I'm excited for the next like 10 years. CS2. I'll probably be playing it for the rest of my life, so. If it's anything like CSGO, I'll be playing it the rest of my life. That bile would have been really nice, but like I didn't want to get caught on comments. Pipe bomb will work fine. Get up there! Nice. Now give me a boost, thank you. Let there be a bile over here? No, pipe bomb's okay. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. Ah! No, bad tank. Jesus fuck. We're fine. This is fine. I'm glad I didn't try to jump right away, because otherwise that tank would have annihilated me. Also, do not call me out for trying to make the jump backwards. You have to buy it again? CSGO is already free to play. So CS2 will be free to play too. CS2 is supposedly just wholesale replacing CSGO. Like it'll take up the launcher and everything, which I'm not a huge fan of, but that should definitely mean that it's free still. I hope that's not the case. I hope you can still play CSGO. Like you can source in 1.6. I was usually pretty good about legacying and stuff, so I'd be surprised if it was completely gone. Probably be able to play it in some capacity. Backward jump would have been sick. It would have been pretty cool to do the backwards common jump. I've been practicing my backwards window jump on Mirage. It's pretty similar to that actually. God, tanks everywhere. Where is the charger? There is the charger. Goodbye. Get fucked. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. The one who's getting fucked is me because I got second worst RNG. Unlucky. This pathway has like 4 different RNGs and this is the second worst one. Yeah, but like, I don't know. Who cares about cheaters in CSGO, honestly? Because, you know, no one plays matchmaking. Like, if you take CS at all seriously, you play on Face It. So, for a lot of people, it's like, who cares if CSGO is free to play? You know, like, everyone's playing on Face It anyways. And anyone who actually cares about playing the actual game is playing on Face It. And Face It's free. So... No, it's free. I mean, it'd be nice if you didn't have to use a platform like Face It and the anti-cheat was actually good and stuff, but Valve's never been really particularly good with that, so. I'd be surprised if that changed. The CS2. I'm over here, buddy. This is tragic. I'm out of comments. Hello, comments. I mean, I could walk around, but as soon as I walk around, then they're gonna spawn. Comments. Hello? Okay. And I'll play the game now. Speedrunner thwarted. Have fun actually playing the game now, nerd. Oh no, now speedrunners will have to actually play the game. That mindset is always so funny. I know that Mayo made a video recently about like some stuff that happened with Doom Eternal where like you can't speedrun the game because of 40 series cards and stuff. Which I actually have that exact problem. Which is why I don't play Doom Eternal anymore. And dude, the comment section is so dumb. Like half of the comments are like, oh, like boo-hoo, speedrunners have to actually play the game the way it's supposed to be played. Like, man, I guarantee you that someone like Bowser, or even me, I don't even have that many hours, but I mean, I like probably have like 10 times as many hours in the game as them. Talking about playing the game. One playthrough, motherfuckers would be like, oh no. This is the Parish of all time. No, there are pills right around the corner. Like, people have like this weird mindset, like speedrunners like only play a game like one time. Like they look at a world record on YouTube and they're like, this is the speedrunner's first playthrough of the game. Obviously. Like they never played the game normally. At all. Usually speedrunners are the ones that have like 10,000 hours in the game. That played it a fuck ton normally before they speedrun. Generally. Can you over here? I want to do the common jump, dude. What did I get stuck on? There we go. Thank you. Comms are brutal today, dude. No, it's just that they don't think at all. You can't really criticize what they're thinking because they're just not thinking at all. They're just lizard brain, you know? Oh my god, the tank was climbing over the fence and I didn't even notice. They're just reacting to stimuli, you know? Thing comes up on screen, react to thing on screen, right? Like, no thoughts, just react. Whoa, hello, Hunter. Goodbye, Hunter. I was secretly hoping this would be a deathless run. That hope was thwarted. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to jinx it. Why are there so many comments? Not the rock. Don't do it! Thank you. I just have to ask nicely. Don't do it, please. I heard you. Oh.
Hello.
Hello. Rude ass.
It was way too close.
I know, right, Raiden? It's kind of funny.
Where you all at?
Where you all at?
Before we.
Bitch.
Hello? You heard the man. Let's get across the goddamn bridge. Coach.
No adrenaline. L. L safe room. A good amount of the time doing the skip is more difficult than what's they're playing normally. Yeah. True. Sometimes it's not though. Sometimes it is easier. But you know, me playing Doom Eternal having to spend like 20 hours practicing Arc Hook when I could just beat Arc in 10 minutes. Or something like insane like drill skip in Dead Space 2, which is like just the most ludicrously hard trick, and what it skips is just standing still for like 2 minutes. That's the best one. That's like the perfect example of trick is way harder than playing the game normally, because what it skips is it skips the drill. And what do you do on the drill? You just fight enemies while you stand on the drill for like 2 minutes. And the combat in that game is super easy, so it's not like, you know, you're making the run much easier by skipping the combat. You have to like fully blind navigate some of the void and move to like a very specific spot and then hit a punch hover at like a really specific time. And then fall and hit like a really small trigger, all while you can't see anything. All that to skip like 2 minutes of standing still. Drill skip is the craziest skip. It is wild. Sometimes it's not though. I mean, sometimes the skips are really easy. Like definitely like Halo Infinite, the first level, there's the skip where you just like punch a wall until you go through it. And you skip like a really big combat section. And on Legendary, that is definitely a lot easier.
Grab something. I got a few.
But it's like, oh well. It's also a lot faster.
Coach. Grab and puke.
We were having this conversation the other day on like Twitter and like Discord. And someone made a really good point to me on Twitter. They were like, I think the reason why they consider it cheating is because they think that they're in competition with the speedrunners in some capacity. Like, as if a speedrunner posting like a world record or like their speedrun constitutes like them giving some sort of like standard or like a bar. Like, this is what it means to be good at the game. And so like therefore any time that's like slower than this is like means you're not good at the game or whatever. So like when casual players that don't know much about speedrunning see a speedrun, they think like, oh, like this person is better than me, or like there's some sort of competition. So when you do glitches and stuff, you know, they don't know how to do those, so therefore that's cheating, because you know you're not really competing on even ground because you have like all this extra methods of playing the game. And since they're comparing themselves to the speedrun, it makes them upset because they didn't really have, they feel like they don't have the opportunity to play like that. They're like, you know, playing it the normal way. And so that's how, if it's in a competition, if someone's like gonna claim to be better than them at it, you would want that person to be playing the same way as you. So in that capacity, it kind of makes sense, but The underlying presupposition for that makes it make no fucking sense is that we're not in competition with casual players. Like,
Holy shit, big freaking.
speedrunners don't give a fuck what casual players are doing or think about the runs, really. We just don't want people to shit talk us for no reason. Like, people don't speedrun to be like, look at how good I am at this game. I'm so much better than you. You know? And people speedrun because they like doing it because it's fun. You know? It's like if you know, like... The example I gave is like, it's like if you like have ran once or twice in your life because you thought it was fun, you know, just casually, and then you go to the Olympics and you see people running hurdles and you're like, why do these hurdle people think they're so good? Like, that's not even the same thing, dude. I could run too, but they put these hurdles in the way. That's like cheating, you know? Why do they think they're so good? Like, they're not even doing the same thing. It's like, well, yeah, like, no one at the Olympics is trying to be like, I'm better than you because I'm good at running. It's like completely isolated from that. It's like, I am good at running. I like running. Which just strikes me as like insanely insecure. It's like, you guys ever had that one friend that like anytime anyone does anything, like they have to be like, well, I could do that too. And then like try to show people up, you know?
We got it, let's go.
It's like, it just strikes me like that exactly.
I got his cola, let's go.
Everyone hates that kid. I was that kid. I'm not ashamed to say it. I used to be that kid when I was younger, like middle school and stuff. I just wanted attention, man.
Barriers down.
Well,
Let's get out of here.
holy hops.
At least I made it.
Are you commenting on my comment for the last hour if you don't care? For content? I need something to talk about. I literally wasn't talking about you. You're just giving yourself way more credit than it was worth. I was literally talking about a video that Under the Mayo made and the Twitter conversation that happened afterwards. Sorry, not Twitter. Twixer. There are 2 hunters. I repeat, 2 hunters. Sound the alarms. And a tank.
Damn it, it's getting good. Got it.
Olay. This game is too scary. It still is. Did you just see that situation I was just in?
Anybody hear me?
Get all my X videos from X.com. Dude, I saw a thing on X about how there was like a dad in India who saw his kid have the X app on his phone and then beat his ass for it because he thought it was porn. Tragic. Kind of funny though.
CETA's not gonna save us. Any ideas?
Sure, it's happened more than once. I'm sure. Oh, nice RNG. Perfect RNG. Yeah, I swear it's just Twitter. That's even worse. Twitter might actually be worse for your brain than porn is.
Some gas.
And that's a pretty high bar to me.
Grab it. Got it. I got it.
I definitely killed the coach way too fast.
I got it.
Not as bad as TikTok though. I don't know. I mean, I watch YouTube shorts and Instagram reels sometimes. It's same thing. It's fine. Twitter's just bad because it's all like super politically driven and just arguing and fighting all the time. I'm fucking dead. Yeah, I definitely should have killed Coach so fast. I think maybe, no, I'm dead. Killing Coach too fast made it so that the comments started spawning early and I was boned. TikTok melts your brain. I don't know about that. It's just content. It's just short. Just short content. That's all it is. I mean, our attention spans are already fucked. So I don't really think, you know, some TikToks are really gonna... These TikToks are entertainment. You know what I mean? Like, whereas like Twitter or like Facebook is always so like politically driven and like full of arguments and shit.
Any ideas?
Yeah, but I'd rather people spend 8 hours a day on TikTok where they're just like consuming like couples being cute and like dog videos and shit or like gaming vids than being on like Twitter and like arguing with people all day or be on Facebook and joining a cult, you know? It just seems less likely when it's like video content that's meant to entertain and not that type of shit.
Got it.
Not like political discourse.
I can hear it.
Time am I aiming for? The fastest time. Beat the game quickly.
Got it. I got it. Coach.
Olay. I almost drifted back into that.
I got it. Got it. Got it.
Where the Jakaki at? There he is. Bring it, bitch.
Rocky.
Got him.
I got it. Got it.
Could be worse. You could be watching Twitch all day. Just could be sitting here watching twitch.tv/waifu all day.
I got it.
That's definitely worse for your brain than TikTok.
Got it. Let's
You like more DMC3 or DMC5? I hate DMC5. DMC3 is my favorite game ever made. So, pretty cut and dry there.
I got it. Come on, come on. One more for the gas tank.
That's a done professional. Or the fault of the people who watch the content, don't hate the player at the game. Well, if it's the fault of the people who watch the content, then it's not the game that you should hate, it's the player. Silly. You contradicted yourself. Never played in DMC besides 5. I'm sorry. You should fix that.
No gas. Terrific. This is just great.
Really the goat. 4 is also really good. I mean, you probably won't like it, but it's the goat.
Through that playground. Coach. You guys hear me? We got go.
I cannot be hop today. Have a Dren. My shit is bugging, dude. Dropping frames.
Look for landmarks. It might be dark on our way back. Get ready. Tank.
Oh my god, that comment came out of nowhere. Thank you. Game's a classic. I agree, Karate Chops. It is. Banger.
Shit, it looks like it's... Anybody hear me?
5 at the top of anyone's list. 4 weird. 1 adrenaline on the way back. Okay. DMC5 fan plays DMC5 for the first time.
I think I hear my ex-wife. Everybody lights off.
How many world records? Yeah, a lot. Couple. 100,000.
Hello?
Oh, the tank of our time. Nice to meet you, sir. Excuse me, as I part ways. This is my stop. Please don't follow me home. I would love to grab the propane, but I'm definitely like way too close to the tank to do that. Hopefully there's another one. There's not going to be another one, spoilers. There was not another one. I have an oxygen tank. But I've never successfully done it with an oxygen tank. So here we go. Yeah. Well, I don't even like, see, like, I don't know, this whole conversation makes me jaded because I just don't care. Like, I like video games for such a different reason than everyone else on the planet likes video games, so I don't even like talking about what video games I like. I like genuinely just don't enjoy the conversations at all because I'm always like, oh yeah, I love Left 4 Dead because it's such a fun, like it's got such a good movement and I really like how dynamic everything is. It makes it really enjoyable and it's like super difficult. And then people are like, dude, Left 4 Dead is so great. I love the horror atmosphere. I'm like, okay. We obviously have two completely fucking different reasons that we like video games. Like to the point where I don't even feel like there's any point in engaging in conversation. You know? It's like me when every time Resident Evil comes up, like, oh my god, I love Resident Evil so much. My favorite part's when Leon and Krauser do the knife fight. Leon's so cool. Ooh. I'm like, okay. I don't have a propane tank again. I do have a tank though. I'm dead. No bile, no propane tanks. Unlucky right now. I did get that one propane tank, but like I literally got the same tank spot and the same propane tank spot again. It was like super bad where I couldn't get the propane tank out because the tank was there. I could have tried to use the oxygen tank, but you have to shoot it twice, which makes it way harder. I don't think I've ever successfully done it with an oxygen tank. Also, I think it's random because your bullets have to hit it enough, like the spread on the shotgun. Same tank 3 times in a row? Oh, okay, cool. File for a backup. And a good propane spawn. Bonk. Bad tank spawn though. I'll have to make a lap around to get that propane tank.
Anybody hear me?
Beat his ass, Commons. Beat his ass. They did not beat his ass all the way, which is probably a good thing, actually.
That was way.
Normal for that many witches to spawn? Yep. G2 ends in the finals. Very epic. That sounds fun. I should actually watch that game. Who is streaming these games? I don't think I followed the account. It's not Blast, right? ESL? CSL, no wonder. I don't follow ESL, so I no wonder I didn't see it. I had a conversation once with a friend and we both like and hate the same games for totally different reasons that don't match at all. Yeah. I feel like that's the case for literally everyone I ever have a conversation with though. It's like I just hate having conversations about why I dislike or dislike games. Because I feel like every single time I just get more disappointed. I'm like, man, no one has the same take as me. I don't like CSGO because it is just straight up the best competitive FPS game. Bar none. It's the best esport. The mechanics are like perfect. It's like really easy to understand, even if you have no idea what's happening, just by looking at what's happening on screen. But there's a lot under the hood. Like there's a lot going on, like strategy wise and mechanic wise and stuff. It's also like, it's got enough room for strategy to be really important at a high level and at a low level. But like there's also enough room for player expression that, you know, one player can single-handedly dominate an entire server if they're playing like out of their mind. So that makes it possible for there to be crazy upsets and for people to carry and like these really, really like hype moments. But strategy still matters. Like the economics is really interesting and it's really, really well balanced. CS 1.6 is the best, and that's why everyone plays it to this day, obviously. I did not get adrenaline. I should be going this way. But I mean, there's a reason why CSGO is literally the #1 game on Steam.
Hello?
And the world's biggest esport. I thought I was about to get slapped by that car. Also, there's a ton of history. CS, like, very history, lots of legacy going on. It's just overall, it's the best. Like, I enjoy it personally because I really like the mechanics. Like, they're fun. I like the team play. I like working together. I like the meta. You know, I like strat calling. All that stuff. The only thing I don't like about CSGO is that you have to play with people. So sometimes it becomes pretty insufferable if you're not stacking. How do you bunny hop? Is it just like CSGO? Well, bunny hopping in CSGO is literally random. Unless you're playing on a server with it enabled automatically. So no, but bunny hopping in this game, I mean, yeah, fundamentally they're the same thing. But you have to hit your jump input precisely in this game. It has to be timed. You can't just spam inputs. Hey, Bloodshot. That's not a good tank spawn. It's like every time I jump in this game, like to bunny hop, that's a tick perfect trick. So 30 FPS frame perfect. Every single jump. Bye bye, tank. I was really hoping he'd fall off. What's up, Damien? But yeah, CSGO is really popular internationally, but that's mostly because like there's a really weird divide that happened where like for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because they didn't think that the market was lucrative enough or what, but like early consoles just never shipped in Europe. Like Russia and Europe, like they didn't get early consoles. And in Asia, I mean, well, you know, like China and all those places, this kind of did, like Japan, obviously, like that's not where Nintendo came from, but like they didn't get like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Xbox 360. Like it just wasn't a thing over there. Like they just did not have that shit. Instead, they all had computers. So PC gaming is huge in Europe, like way bigger than it is in America, for instance. In America, we all just had consoles all the time. But over in Europe, like that's why Steam is so big over there, and Half-Life and Counter-Strike and all that stuff. Like, so that side of gaming is just way more popular over there. Whereas like in America, you know, gaming computers a lot more rare, like, or even just computers in general. Like until like maybe the last 15 years, most people did not have a computer. Where in Europe, a lot of people did. So just it's always been big over there. Counter-Strike especially. I couldn't tell you why, but it just is. It's kind of like how in South America, they were like too poor to get all the new consoles and stuff. So they're like 2 or 3 console generations behind on average. So like, and a lot of the console games that exist in South America were pirated. So you had shit like, stuff like God of War and Resident Evil 4, like insanely popular in places like Brazil, because for a long time, all they had was PS2, you know? And so they played PS2 games, and they had these pirated versions of the most popular games, because only the most popular games would get pirated, right? So games like God of War and RE4 and stuff are like insanely popular in Brazil, because they had the PS2 way longer. Like when PS3 came out, they're still playing PS2. PS4 came out, a lot of them still playing PS2. You know, like they also, that's why there is like actually somewhat of a decent CS scene down there as well, because Source games in particular, like Valve games, are made to run on potato computers. So the computers that they do have can actually run like Half-Life and stuff, because that shit runs on a potato.
Hello?
How did you get a downgraded version of Left 4 Dead 2? Just join the Speedrun Discord and click the download link. It's pretty simple.
Pipe bomb.
Did I speedrun other games besides Left 4 Dead?
We made that by the skin of our teeth. Hello?
Well, it's import taxes and stuff. Or export taxes from other places. And also their currency is just worth jack shit. Like their economics are in shambles, so.
Sounds like a witch. Lights off.
Sounds like a witch. Lights off.
Grabbing a shot.
You used to downgrade the 360 version, so you could do that glitch for fun. Oh yeah. What's this up?
We got two.
Yeah, it's really easy. This is like a download pack, and you just download it and run it. You gotta have Steam with the game, but it's pretty simple. It's a little bit more complicated than some other games. And a lot of the games I run, you have to down patch, but literally all you do is you just download the executable and replace the executable. And it works like magic. Get off me. The smoker is gonna be the heebie-jeebies.
Grabbing a shot.
When PS4 launched, it was not that expensive in Brazil, but PS5 is about $750 in direct currency conversion right now. That's wild. That's so expensive. Can you actually buy PS5 now? Do they exist? For a time, I literally couldn't buy PS5. Like, I tried.
Anybody hear me? Coach.
I could, like, I would pay double and I couldn't get one. Nowadays, I don't even want one, but. But indeed, PS2 is the most popular console, mostly because of piracy. Yeah. Also, I mean, it helps that the PS2 is also a DVD player. That's like one of the reasons it was ginormous in the US as well. I wish that PCs caught on more in America though, because God, dude, the utility of a computer is just insane. Like, I could not imagine living my life without my computer. Like, everything I do through it. Like, everything is easier on it. My banking, paying my bills, like any sort of work at all. Like, you're trying to make anything ever, like you need to use a computer to do it.
Well, that was unpleasant.
I don't know how I'd get anything done without a computer. Yeah, or to find out how to do it. Like, if I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, like, researching on a computer is so much easier. Writing on a computer, like, everything. It's just literally like a problem-solving tool. That is infinitely useful. And you also can play video games on it, which is cool. Having access to the infinite knowledge of the internet is insane. And like, yeah, you technically have access to that on a phone, but it's definitely not fun to browse on a phone. The user experience is not that good. So like, I'm not just gonna walk around reading random Wikipedia pages on my phone. But I'll do that on my computer.
We can climb this scaffolding.
Yeah, I have 3 monitors, and the second one adds so much utility. It's diminishing returns, like, the more monitors you get, but I'd say at least 2 is, like, pretty much essential. Your productivity goes through the roof. Also, just an enjoyment of the computer in general, because you can multitask. I can put up a stream on one thing and on one monitor, and then whatever I'm working on the other and stuff. Discord. Yeah, and emulators. Or even like, you know, less degenerate things too. Like, I'm doing research while writing a paper, and so I have my research up on the left side and my paper on the right side, like on one on each monitor. That way I don't have to tab back and forth between them when I'm trying to reference stuff. Actually makes life a million times easier. No adrenaline. Sad. That's crazy. Bloodshot. That's pretty funny though. Oops, accidentally cheated.
They're coming.
Your parents got you a PS5 for your birthday and it has remained unopened. That's kind of sad actually.
Grenade.
Confetti! Boggers. Yeah, now you just play Binding of Isaac and CSGO all day. Yeah, cause a buck. Played a little bit too long there.
Fight amongst yourselves.
It's a little bit.
That's one way to open
If
that.
I kept my hops, I would have made it to the door like 2 seconds late, I think.
Get to the boat.
And GG, 107. I'll give it to a friend so that I know we'll use it so I can feel like Mr. Beast. I gave away 1 PS5. That's gonna be a D next time. Next time I see him.